Hey everyone, Maria here, and this is my market update for November 2018. Hopefully, you won't feel yourself like this cat does. But let's look into the numbers. If we compare sales of November 2017 versus November 2018, we can see that the sales are down by 42%. This is obviously not very good news as we are missing 1200 sales this November. But active listings are up. From this year, we had 12,307 compared to November 2017, which were 8,747 active listings, so they are up by 40%. But what all those numbers telling us and what they are doing to the months of inventory, which determine pricing? Do you remember we were talking that 4 to 6 months of inventory it is seller's market, 6 months balanced market, and everything above 6 months of inventory it is buyer's market. So if we take this number and divide by that number, we get months of inventory back in 2017 November, which were 3.1 months, and that was fully seller's market. But if we take this number and divide by that number, we get months of inventory in November 2018, which is 7.6 months of inventory. So we are completely moved to full-fledged buyer's market right now. But for different types of properties, these numbers will be different. But let's look at sales November to October this year. In November, we had 1,600 sales versus 1,966 this October, so sales are down by 18%, which is not terribly uncommon because usually November a little bit softer than October. So this is seasonal, maybe a little bit down more than it usually would be, but otherwise it's still all right. Active listings are down by 5%. But what all those numbers do to the months of inventory? So in October we had 6.6 months and in November we had 7.6 months. So now you can see that for the last 5 to 6 months, the month of inventory have risen consistently, what shows us that the market is getting softer and softer. And I think it will continue the same way into the new year. But that's what I find very interesting. If you look into all sales of Greater Vancouver, you can see that 50% sales are in apartment segment, 32% detached, and 17.5 townhouses. So we've got the most expensive city in Canada, and that's why people cannot afford to buy a house. So now they are moving into condos more. Let's look into micro markets and compare November versus October 2018. So if we take the whole Greater Vancouver area, we can see that the month of inventory was 6.6 in October and 7.6 in November. What it tells us that if the month of inventory is going up, usually their number of sales are going down and we're seeing their price softening. But if we look into detached segment, we can see that here is a substantial change. So in October it was 9.7 months and in November 11.2 months of inventory. So apartment segment is pretty good still. In October 4.8 months and November it is 5.7 months of inventory. So this is again affordability issue right here, and we still seeing lots of things happening in this segment. And townhouses, October 5.8 months and November 6.8 months of inventory. This is very valuable information. Maybe you need to pay a little bit more attention here. So what I did here, I took 4 different areas and I wanted to show what happened with the prices from November this year to November last year. So the areas I chosen was a lower mainland, which is a condensed downtown area, Greater Vancouver, the red one is North Vancouver, and West Vancouver, the orange. So if we take all type of properties, we can see that in lower mainland, the prices went up by 0.7%, in Greater Vancouver down by 1.4%, North Van down by 3.1%, and West Vancouver, the prices are down by 10.4%, which is a substantial decrease. But if we look into detached segment, we can see that in lower mainland the prices are down by 4%. In greater Vancouver prices are down by 6.5%. North Vancouver 7.6%, the prices are down, and in West Vancouver they are down by 13%. That's We can see that detached type of market took the most hit, and that's again affordability issue. So if we look into apartments, so we can see that lower mainland has a price increase 4.9%, greater Vancouver 2.3%. In North Vancouver prices went down 0.2%, and in West Vancouver actually they went up 4.6%. So you can see how different it is. West Vancouver house where the pricing are down 13%, but apartments in West Vancouver are doing great. They are up by 4.6%. So in townhouses, we can also see that lower mainland 3.5%, the price is up. In Greater Vancouver, they are up by 2.6%. In North Vancouver, they are up by 3.2%. And in West Vancouver, they are down by 1.6%. If you are interested in different areas, please check the links below and let me know how can I help you. At the end of the day, remember, life is beautiful. Make it count.